Good afternoon everyone. Today let us start the next chapter, that is heredity and evolution. Okay. In this chapter only heredity portion you have. Okay. And this evolution portion it is deleted. So we will discuss only heredity portion. Clear? So first let us understand what is heredity. What is heredity? Anyone? It is the transfer of characteristics. Please close your book everyone. It is the transfer of characteristics, or you can say transmission of characteristics. What kind of characteristic it is? It can be mental, it can be physical. So it is the transfer or transmission, you can write. Transfer of physical and mental characteristics. How it is transferred? Genetically. Genetically from one generation to other. From one generation to another. So, mental and physical characteristics. Characters are also called traits. Characters and traits are the same thing. So, when these mental and physical characteristics are transferred from one generation to other generation. Here this generation is what? Parent?
To offspring.
Okay. This is parent. Another, this is offspring. Offspring we say only in case of sexually produced organisms. In case of asexually produced, you can call ramete or you can call it clone. Clear? So only for a sexually produced organism we use the term offspring. So heredity is the transmission or transfer of characteristics which are mental and physical from one generation to other generation. That is from parent to the offspring. Clear? Now next let us see what is the science that is related to this heredity. What it is called? What is the branch of science that deals with this study of this heredity? Genetics. Yes, genetics. Next we shall discuss genetics. So what it is? It is a branch of science. Branch of science that deals with what it deals with? Gene. Deals with gene and gene variation. When there is some change in the gene. Or you can say genetic variation and heredity. Of the organism. Clear? So, the branch of science that deals with the study of the gene, genetic variation, or you can say variation in the gene, and the heredity. Heredity already we discussed, that is the transmission of characters from one generation to another. That group of science or that branch of science that is called genetics. Now, some terms we have to make clear before we study the experiment of Mendel. Clear? Some basic terms we will discuss and the definition of that. So first we will discuss about the chromosome. What is chromosome? From in the cell, where it is present chromosome? In the nucleus. It is present in the nucleus. Chromosome are what? They are the thread-like structure that is present in the nucleus. And this thread-like structure, what they have specific things? They have gene. They have gene on them that helps in the transfer of characters from one generation to other generation. So what are chromosomes? Thread-like structures present in nucleus. This thread-like structures, what they have? Two things they have. One, they have nucleic acid, that is protein, and they have histone. Nucleic acid, that is DNA, and they have proteins, that is histone. Okay, so they have DNA plus histones. DNA is a nucleic acid and histones are the proteins. Clear? So, chromosome is composed of two things. One, DNA, which is made up of nucleic acids or nucleotides, different types of nucleotides, and proteins, that is histone. So, together it forms a chromosome. So, when the cell is in the dividing state, that time it condenses and forms a chromosome. Before the cell division, chromatin fibers. Okay. So, present in nucleus of a cell. It carries genetic information through genes. Clear? So, chromosomes play a very important role. And on the chromosome, what is present? For example, this is one chromosome. One chromosome. Together it is one chromosome. Clear? These are homologous chromosomes. This we get from father and this from mother. So, in our nucleus, how many pairs of chromosomes we have? 23 pairs. Out of that, 22 are autosomes and one is sex-linked chromosome or sex chromosome it is called. These 22 are homologous, whereas the sex-linked chromosome, that is not homologous because the size is different. If it is X and Y is shorter in size. What is the quality of the homologous chromosome? Now let us discuss the homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes, they are same. These are homologous chromosomes. Okay. Total it is one chromosome. Like this it is present in our nucleus. So, homologous chromosomes, characteristic of homologous chromosome is that they are same in size. Size will be same. One we get from father and the other one from mother. And on this chromosome, what is present? Gene are present on a particular position. Here, if it is present for hair color, if the gene 1 is present for hair color, then same position here, gene 1, it will be for hair color. Clear? So, genes are present at a particular position on the chromosomes. Now let us see what are genes. Okay, chromosome you understood. Now let us see what are genes. Gene. It is a sequence of DNA, you can say. It is a part of the DNA. For example, if you take the DNA like this, part of the DNA. This is gene. What is chromosome made up of? Chromosome is made up of DNA. proteins. So DNA which is present inside it, part of the DNA, sequence of the DNA, one small part of the DNA that carry the information for a particular biological character. Each part. For example, this one will carry, if this is the position of another gene, gene 2, it will be present on the same position. If it is present on the tip, any gene is present on the tip, then same, it will be present here. Clear? Same position it will be present. So gene is what? It is the sequence of the DNA, or you can say it is a nucleotide. It is a piece of nucleotide, or if it is confused, you can say it is a part of the DNA. Okay, this is DNA. In easy way, I am showing you here. It is a part. This is gene 1. This is gene 2. This is gene 3. If this is for hair color, this is for skin color, and this is for height. So genes are the sequence or part of the DNA, which, what is the characteristic? They carry the information for the particular biological character. It can be skin color, it can be hair color, it can be height, any characteristic it can be. Clear? And what is the thing? Main thing, it is present at a particular position on the chromosome. Okay, it is present on the particular position on the chromosome. And this gene, what they do? Gene, it has the information for the formation of proteins. How we are getting the color, how we are getting the height, or how we are getting the other features, that is because of the specific proteins that are produced. So the information, or you can say the blueprint for the formation of a particular protein. For example, skin color. Which kind of skin will be formed? That information is present in gene 2. This gene, what they will do? They will produce proteins. Genes are responsible for the production of RNA and proteins. mRNA they form, on that they form the, according to the mRNA, they form different proteins. So that protein will give rise to that skin color, or gene for hair color. There is it is encoding the, what you say, information for that particular character. Clear? Understood? For example, gene 1, it encodes the information for the formation of a particular protein. Here gene 1 is for hair color, so it will produce the proteins that will give rise to hair color. Gene 2 will give rise to formation of proteins. It is having the information. Try to understand. Genes are present on a particular position. What it is? First thing, it is a part of DNA. Clear? It is a part of DNA. Where it is present? It is present on a particular position on the chromosome. And what is its function? Its function is to produce, it encodes the information for the formation of proteins. Clear? So, it is a sequence of DNA. It is a sequence of DNA which encodes synthesis of a particular RNA proteins. Okay, it is a sequence of DNA which encodes synthesis of a particular. It gives rise to a particular biological character. For example, height or color. Okay, these are the biological characters which this gene are responsible. Okay, because of this gene, that particular biological character is formed in the organism. Clear? Only three things you have to keep in mind, and it is the unit of inheritance. It is the basic unit of inheritance. What does it mean? All the information are passed by the chromosomes through these genes. All the genetic information is passed from one generation to another generation through these genes. So it is the basis of inheritance. On the basis of that, the characteristics are developed and the characteristics are inherited from one generation to other generation. Clear? Now this gene which are present on a particular position, it can be in two alternative forms. This gene which is present, it can be present in two alternative forms. What it is called? What it is called? Alleles. Alleles. What are alleles? These are the alternative forms. Alternative forms of a gene. Which is on a particular position these alleles if here for height if you take, okay, if here the allele is T, here it can be T or it can be small t here or it can be both small t here. So these are the alleles, alternative form of gene. One gene can be present in a pair of two alleles. Means contrasting characteristics which give rise to, it give rise to contrasting characters. If it is capital T, if it is small t, capital T means it will be tall. Small t, the allele is small, having the small t and they combine with small t, then it will be short. So the alleles can be present in two forms. Each gene can be present in two alternative forms. For example, height. Height if you take, height is height for one gene. It can be in two forms. How it can be? It can be tall, it can be short or dwarf, you can write. If this is the gene for height, this is the gene for height, it can be present in two forms, two contrasting forms. Or sometimes if the allele is similar, then it will be one form. Okay, so alleles are the alternative forms of the gene. Clear? So all the characteristics, most of the characteristics they are present in two contrasting features. So that is the allele. And this allele, it can be of two types. Now let us see.
Ma'am, once again.
Alleles are nothing. Gene which is present, this gene which is present, it can be present in two forms. It can be capital T or it can be small t. That's all, nothing else. This is for height, isn't it? This gene is for height. So height, the alleles are represented with capital letter or small letter. Capital letter for the dominant trait and small letter for the recessive trait. Clear? So here if the gene is for height, it can be two alternative forms. It can be capital. If it is represented by capital letter, then it is dominant trait. If it is represented by small letter, then it is recessive trait. Okay. So that is about the gene. Only you keep in mind, gene are present in the form of one pair of alleles. In one pair of alleles, two alleles are present. Each allele for contrasting characters. If it is for skin color, okay, if the gene is for skin color, it can be fair or it can be dark complexion. If it is for eye color, it can be brown or it can be for black. Clear? So gene can have either of the two alleles. It differs. It can be dominant or it can be recessive. Now let us see the types of allele. You have to come in normal dress. No need to wear very fancy or very bright. That I don't say. Okay, now let us discuss two different types of alleles. It can be dominant. Dominant alleles means an allele which has the capacity to express in the phenotypically or which is expressed physically in the organism, or which characteristics, which allele is able to express it in the offspring, or phenotype. Phenotype and genotype also we will discuss. So the allele which express physically, you can say, or which has the capacity to express or the phenotypically. Okay, allele that expresses in phenotype of an organism. For example, tall, if it is tall, it will be capital T, capital T. So this is the dominant allele. Whereas sometimes the allele they cannot express. That is called the recessive. But this recessive they can express when the dominant allele is absent. So what about the recessive? A recessive allele or you can write alleles we have given, no? Make it singular. Physically also you can write. Physically. Only when. In which condition it will express? Only when dominant allele is absent. Dominant allele is absent. For example, if TT is there, can it express? It cannot express. When dominant is absent, in this case only it can express. When the dominant allele is absent, in that case only an allele which can express physically in an organism okay. So dominant allele when it is present, it is expressed physically, you can say, or it is expressed in phenotype of an organism. It means you can see that characteristics. You can see that characteristic in the organisms. Clear? So, understood dominant and recessive allele?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, genotype and phenotype. What is genotype? Yes. Genotype is the genetic makeup, you can say. Genetic constitution, you can say, or genetic makeup. What does it show? It shows the alleles that are present. Alleles that are present in the organism, that is shown. For example, it can be TT, or it can be T small t, or it can be. This is the genotype. Genotype. It is shown with the alleles that is present in that. Phenotype. What is phenotype?
External appearance of something.
Yes. Or external appearance or physical appearance. Appearance of an organism. For example, if this is the genotype tall or dwarf. Okay, any one characteristic we are taking or one trait we are taking. So genotype is the genetic constitution or the genetic makeup of an organism. What kind of genes are present? What kind of alleles are present in it, that it is described. Whereas phenotype means how it is expressed physically or how externally how it is present. That is the phenotype. Clear? So now homozygous and heterozygous. Let us discuss that.
Ma'am, a single gene is made up of a pair of alleles.
Single gene, it will have one pair of alleles that can be contrasting characters.
Contrasting means different.
Different. Having different characteristics. Like tall, like for height, it can be tall, it can be tall. So it can have any of the two alleles. Okay, one pair of alleles. Okay, now homozygous. You can take it as allele or you can take it as organism. So what is homozygous? It is a condition. Condition in which alleles are same. For example, TT it can be or it can be small t, small t. Both the alleles are same. Yeah. Then another condition is heterozygous. What is this?
Discipline.
A condition in which alleles are different. For example, it will be T and small t. This is heterozygous, different, or you can say alleles are different, or you can say gene are different. Both the same. Okay, alleles, if you say, if it is given homozygous organism, means organism which is having the same type of alleles. If it is a homozygous allele, then we say condition in which alleles are same. If it is said homozygous organism, means an organism which is having the same type of gene or alleles in it. Okay, heterozygous allele means a condition in which alleles are different, or they are not alike, or you can say they are dissimilar.
And then what heterozygous allele will form?
Heterozygous allele always it will form this, which is the dominant one. Which is the dominant allele that will be always expressed. And recessive allele will be expressed only when dominant allele is absent. Otherwise, it will not be expressed. Okay. If one dominant allele is there, recessive allele cannot express. Recessive allele can express only when no dominant alleles are present. How you will come to know whether this allele is dominant or whether this is recessive? How you will come to know? When you cross two organisms of pure breed. Pure breed is what? Pure breed means only tall. They have only the alleles of tall. For example, let me show you. Pure breed is one thing. That also we will have when we will discuss the experiment. Pure breed means if you want to get a pure breed, then what you have to do? You have to do a cross between same type of organism for many generations. For example, if you want a variety of tall, pure breed of tall, then what you have to do? You have to cross always tall with tall. Again, in this generation also you will get tall. Again you will cross with tall and tall. So after few generations you will get a pure breed. So there will be no mixing of alleles there. They will have the same type of homozygous dominant allele. That is called the pure breed. If you want to get this is for dominant trait. If you want to get it for recessive, then same. They will be like this. And again you have to cross with, then it will give. Again crossing with small, then it will give. This is the pure breed of tall and this is the pure breed of short. So for many generations when you do the cross, then you get the pure breed. And Mendel utilized the pure breed so that it is confirmed that they are having only the dominant allele, the other one is having only the recessive allele. Okay, so in this way pure breed can be developed. So after this, one thing, let us discuss variation is produced in which kind of organisms? Variation means some differences in the genetic material. Okay, so as we have discussed in reproduction, what we discussed? Two types of reproduction. One asexual and the other one is sexual reproduction. Okay, so in which kind of reproduction do you find the variation will be more?
Sexual.
In sexual, it is more variation. What is the reason for this? Here, very less. In in asexual diploid reproduction, what do you have discussed? It is uniparental or only one parent is involved in that. Okay, so very less variation is found in asexually reproducing organisms. What is the reason for this? Very less, or it is called subtle variation also we say. So what is the reason for this slight variation that takes place in the asexually reproducing organisms? Can you tell? Error in the DNA replication. Main is error in DNA replication. Here in asexual produced organisms you find that mitosis they have, whereas in case of sexually produced organisms gamete formation is there. Here you have gamete formation. In this gamete formation, what happens? What is the process that takes place here? Meiosis. Okay. In meiosis, what happens? The homologous chromosomes which are present, they do crossing over. For example, if this is the homologous chromosome, here this will come during meiosis. This will come close to this, crossing over, one over the other. Then what will happen? There will be exchange of the genetic material here. Crossing over. They cross over each other. These are what? Chromatids. What are this? Chromatids, arms. So when they cross like this, then genetic material from here, it will get into this, and genetic material of this will get into this. So there is crossing over and recombination of the genetic material. So main reason for variation is crossing over and genetic recombination. It means the gene again then recombine. Because of crossing over, there is a shuffling of the genetic material. From this arm it going into this, and from this arm it gets into this. So there is more chances of variation in case of sexually produced organisms. That is because of the crossing over, it can happen, and recombination, it can happen due to mutation. One more reason is there, that is mutation. What is mutation?
Genetic change.
Sudden. Mutation is a sudden genetic change in the chromosome. Or sometimes it can happen when there is change in the chromosome number. Then also there is variation due to chromosome number or chromosome structure. Change in chromosome number, chromosome structure, due to that also the variation takes place. So these are the different reasons because of which the variation you find in the sexually produced organism. Other than this, what happens during the gamete formation? This homologous chromosomes, this is one chromosome, isn't it? So during gamete formation, what happens? They separate. When they separate and when again they combine during fertilization, there is separation of the gametes, or there is separation of the chromosome during gamete formation, and again there is the union of the chromosomes during the fertilization. These are all factors which leads to the variation in the sexually produced organism. Okay, so these are the reasons you have to keep it in mind. Sometimes it will come for 1 or 2 marks. Mutation, crossing over, recombination, change in the chromosome number, and due to the gamete formation and the fertilization that takes place between the two different gametes. Here, totally 2 different organisms. Gametes which are formed, that is of 2 different organisms, and the union of the gametes that takes place, that is also from 2 different organisms. So the variation you see more in case of sexually produced organisms. Clear? So these are the topics for today, and next day we'll discuss the experiments. Clear?